Good afternoon, everyone. It is Lori Bradley here in St. Louis, and I am here working on my 31 projects in 31 days. And I apologize, I am not live today. This is a recorded video because when today's video goes live, I will be at football. Our son's football team plays this afternoon, which is an unusual time, but he's off school today, and there is he goes to a private school, but it's not affiliated with any religious organization, but there are quite a few Jewish students. So today, this evening at sundown, starts the Jewish holiday, so they have to have everything done by then. So we are having football on Friday afternoon, so here we are. I am going to show you, today is day 11, so we are on 11 projects of 31 days. For my card club this month, we are using the Autumn Expressions paper, and I showed you this a few days ago, but I'm just going to kind of pull it out a little bit so you can see a couple of the patterns. They're beautiful. And at first I thought, well, it's okay, but I do really like it. So we're going to use a couple of the patterns. If you are in my card club, Pam, Kathy, if you're watching, we are not making this card for card club. This is an extra, so you'll have an extra idea to do with your projects. But I'm going to use the purple Fresh Freesia daisies today. And what I did is I took a 6x6 piece of paper, and there's how it fits together, and I cut 3 inches off the bottom, and I used this square for my sample. And so that's what I used here. And then I started thinking, maybe I'll use the other section for today's card. So I'm going to cut that, and I'm going to see what I think after it's made. I'm going to go ahead and cut that. And it's just a 3-inch square of designer series paper. So you would get 4 of those from every 6x6 piece. And then I have a Mossy Meadow card base. And my Mossy Meadow. And I'm using just the Everyday Greetings stamp set today, because even though it's fall, even though it's almost Halloween, it's almost Thanksgiving, and you're grateful, and it's almost Christmas, and you've got to get your Christmas cards done, you need everyday cards. So that is what I am here to make today. I'm going to take the paper, the autumn paper, and we're just, sorry, I moved my leg. We're just going to make a quick hello card. So I used the back side of the paper. It's so pretty. I hate to use just the back side, but it works for my card today. And then I'm going to take 2 back sides, and I'm going to assemble that like that. So I've got the Fresh Freesia piece and the Mossy Meadow piece, and I'm just going to glue those together. And those are going to be the back panel behind my focal point. You could use an embossing folder. You could use just a 2 regular solid pieces of cardstock. Either one would be completely fine. But I decided to go ahead and use some of my designer series paper. The green one, the Mossy Meadow piece, is the back of this pretty piece. So I still have this much left in my green piece. So that would be a perfect panel for the front of a card. So I'll save that for later. And I'm going to use, let me think about this for a second. I'm going to go ahead and put this panel down. I'm going to put it down on our card base. And this card could really be portrait or landscape. I'm going to look at it when I get it on here and maybe make a decision. But this piece goes the same. Although I think if I was going to do it portrait, I would have moved that over to the left a little more. So let's just keep it landscape, just so that I don't feel weird with my side, or my proportions. There we go. All right, so here's my other one. I'm going to look at it for just a second, and I think I might go ahead and use that one so that it's just a different picture. There's 4, like I said, 4 quadrants of that DSP, that designer series paper, and I'm going to hold on to them, and I'm going to use every single one. I could switch my words without any problem. Switch out whatever the occasion. This paper is beautiful. One of the cards we made the other day, on day maybe 3, was a sympathy card. So you could easily use these to make a sympathy card. I'm going to go ahead and pop this upon dimensionals, and I am bound to determine to use the scraps from this set of dimensionals. So I just cut around the edges and use the small pieces because those work just as well as those little hexagons. Just gives me a different shape of dimensional back to find in my socks later. All right, so I'm going to put that up. I'm going to pop that up on the card. Just like that. And then you all will be so surprised to know that I did not use the Spotlight on Nature dies today. I used the Everyday Details for my sentiment, and they are also have a fun little edge. Anytime you have an edge that's just not a circle, it just adds a little bit of interest, visual interest to your card. Let me show you these dies really quick because these are also high on my list of good things to have. Similar dies, some similar circles. There are bigger holes than the Spotlight on Nature, a little different, and then a couple with the small little dainty perforated type hole. And then this one also has rectangles that match as well. All right, that's all of those. There's a square too. I just don't have it in my thing right here. So those are also high on my list of must-haves. Okay, so I'm gonna stamp hello. Just the everyday greetings is just that, everyday greetings, birthday, anniversary, best wishes, hello, congratulations, and where there is heartache, let there be healing. That is the sentiment we used on the other card earlier this week. So, or maybe that was last week. So I'm just gonna do hello. I can think of a couple people I need to just send a, hey, I'm thinking of you card to. And I'm just gonna stamp hello right there on my Everyday Details circle. And that is all the stamping we have to do for that one. A simple, just assemble it all together. And then I want it to go off just a little bit. Maybe about here. There's no right or wrong. I'm just putting it on there. I don't want it to be directly over the circle or the strip right here. So I'm gonna put it over maybe about there. I'm gonna put a little adhesive on the side that will be on this piece that's popped up. And then on the right side, when it goes on my card, I want that side to be popped up so that it's even. Just put that, overlap both of those. Okay, then the other piece that I'm gonna do, my other favorite thing in the whole world is linen thread. That's probably my most used item. If you had to ask me for my top 5, this would probably be right at the top. So I'm just gonna make a loop-de-bow. Doesn't even have to be thick. It could just be a thin little bow. I'm gonna tie some tails around it, just like that. And again, the fresh freesia, I automatically think of spring because it's a springy type color. But this card definitely is a fall card when you add in that mossy meadow. If we made it white instead of mossy meadow, it could definitely be a little more spring-like. Okay, so let's add the bow. I'm afraid my loops are too big. Maybe I'll put this one at the top. We'll just put that in a different spot so that way it fits well on our space. Because my other one on my sample, I made my bow smaller so it could go on the lower part, but I think this one we're gonna put on the upper side just so it'll fit properly. There we go. We can fluff those pieces, trim the tail. And then just one more little added touch, the faux glass dots. These dots match the Autumn Suite, the Splendid Autumn Suite. If you're in club, you will see these again. And I'm just gonna add some of the green ones. If you had any fresh freesia gems, you could absolutely use those. But I'm gonna use the ones that match my suite here. And they add just a little bit of shine. They're kind of a dull, they're faux glass, so they look like old bottle glass is what they look like. And there you have it, a simple thank you card, or a hello card, not a thank you. We might have to make some of those for Christmas as well. Simple hello card, and I can make 4 with the panel out of 1 piece of 6x6 paper. So thank you so much for joining me. This was, let's see, day 11. Day 12 will also be recorded because we will be on the road tomorrow. Our son is going to a camp thing, so we're taking him tomorrow. So I will look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Let me know if you have any questions, and have a great weekend, everybody.